This is my NBA recap for week 3 and 4. Now, I know I did miss week 3 on its own. As you can see, I got a new background. I recently moved, was a little busy, my bad. But I'm going to come at you with everything that's happened, everything that's really big, because if I talk about everything that's happened in 2 weeks, this video is going to take forever. So to start off, we had the first day of week 3. Giannis hits a fadeaway game winner against the Pacers.
Screen comes, and then Antetokounmpo 4, 3, 2, 1, fades, shoots, and hits at the bottom.
You gotta be kidding me.
Amazing. He has to be hitting those kind of things. Like, if that went to OT, with especially the Pacers, like, they are a bad team, but you can never count them out, especially in clutch moments, because they still have that identity. But him taking over that game really showed that Giannis is here to play, and also he's having an MVP year again. So we'll have to be seeing how that goes. As you can hear, those announcers were not very happy that he hit that, but it was a great shot. That was a great game. Continuing on with the Bucks, when they reversed the Hornets, Trey Mann had a killer dunk in the second quarter, and it really almost shifted the momentum of the entire game of how powerful that dunk was. And as soon as it happened, Giannis is walking up from the bench. He immediately subs himself in because he knows if they are going to win this game, especially keep the momentum, Giannis has to be there. Which sucks to hear that a guy like Giannis needs to be playing constantly, even against the Hornets. It just shows that this team can't be good in the playoffs because you're only going to be facing good teams. And the Hornets are just one of the worst teams in the league. And the fact that he has to come in to save them time and time again against the Pacers, the Hornets, two of the worst teams in the league, it's hard to watch for Giannis.
Trey Mann! Oh, my goodness.
And you just see in that top right corner, he immediately stands up. He knows what he has to do. But they're playing decent. Like, you can't hate how they're playing. Kyle Kuzma having one of the worst years of his career, but eventually we had to see it, right? In general, the Hornets are really bad. Still really bad. Like, I know LaMelo has been out for quite a bit this year, but even if when he does come back, I don't see them winning many more games than they're winning right now. The really good light for them are their rookies. Like, Antetokounmpo is averaging 17, 6, and 3 on the year. He has a really good case for Rookie of the Year right now. And Ron Kalbrunner, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it right, but he's averaging 10, 7 with 3 stocks. That's great for a rookie. So, like, their future is really bright. And with how injury-prone LaMelo has been, if they want to kind of trade him off and get really good value out of him, because he is an all-star level player when he's playing, it's just he doesn't play a lot of the time. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they do end up trading him. Maybe not this year, but next year after the rookies become sophomores. You know, like, a sophomore slump does happen, but in general, they have a bright future. A while ago, the Jazz-Celtics game, it was an amazing defense. They finally took back the lead, being down 7. They were tied up eventually. And when they were tied up with 0.6 seconds left, Nurkic gets a board and puts up a 2, and the Jazz do end up winning that game. That was a really hard loss for the Celtics, especially because they played so hard in the final minutes, and to play good defense, not foul, not anything, and Nurkic just in the right place at the right time. So that does happen, and I don't fault them for that loss at all. They played amazing. And in general, these past few weeks, they've been playing okay, not great. But again, like, winning a few games here or there, and without Tatum, that's still a plus. Without Tatum, without Porzingis, without Drew Holiday, it's still a plus. If you're still winning games every once in a while, that's all you can ask from the Celtics in general. And I got another Jazz game, the Bulls versus Jazz. It was end of OT. Like, they went to OT, it wasn't anything special. They weren't making their shot to the very end, but end of OT. Great defense by the Bulls. They got a steal, and then White just throws it away. He doesn't even get a shot up. I know the defender was there, but, like, you could have at least got a shot up, get blocked at least.
Pressure. Now, there shouldn't be an 8-second call on that. They strip it from Collier. Euro step, Kobe White. He threw it away. He throws it away.
He didn't get a shot up, but then the next possession, he forces a jump ball.
They want to preserve that timeout for later. Okay, this time they do say, oh, they got a jump ball. They got a jump ball. Wow.
Which is huge, and then by then he gets a blow-by and sends the game to double OT.
To Kobe White, they got to go a long way in a short period of time. Kobe against Markkanen and drives inside. He somehow
And in the double OT end of it, Keontae George drains the 3 for game.
There's Collier, Marketing, hands it off, Keontae 3.
Now, in general, I want to talk about Keontae George because in the last 10 games, he's been averaging 23, 6, and 4. That's amazing. For the entire season, he was averaging 13. These last 10 games, he's been going crazy. And you gotta love it from him. Like, the Jazz have such a good future, especially because they're going to get another high draft pick. And when you trade Lauri Markkanen eventually, you're going to get a lot of stuff back for that too. So they have to capitalize on that now and build the team for the future, because I think in 3 or 4 years, this is a real playoff team. And then Clippers versus Boston, like Harden was cooking in that fourth quarter. He hit, I think, 3 threes just in the fourth quarter alone. He hit a 3 to make it a 1-point game, and then they had a foul on the other end. It's up to a 3-point game. And he gets a final shot with no time on the clock. And he takes it and just misses it.
Trying to go Leitner style. Zubats finds Harden. Missed it.
He just misses it to send it OT. And, like, it was a great shot. You take it no matter what, especially with Harden taking it. You want him to take that shot. So you can't blame... I mean, the Clippers in general were kind of losing that game. They're a bad team this year, especially with Kawhi out. So Boston win that game. Again, huge for Boston to win any games they can. We heard Jason Tatum might come back in, like, December. Like the 25th, like near the end of the year, Christmas time. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I hope they can get at least 4 more wins before he comes back. 4 should be easy, actually. I hope at least like 6. Possibly 7. Can we be honest? The Mavs look like one of the worst teams that have ever played the game of basketball. Like, Flag has finally found kind of his stride a little bit. I think he's averaging around 16, which is really good for a rookie, but like also you've been one of the highest prospects in a while. So in general, he's playing better, but they don't have Kyrie or AD, so again, they're losing a lot of games. Klay Thompson have the worst year of his career. He's shooting 33% from the field and having a few games where he's scoring 0 points. And with AD and Kyrie out, the Mavs need Klay to be scoring at least 15. One light that they have is PJ Washington. I haven't heard anyone talk about him. In all the Mavs games that I watch, he is like their glue guy. He's the guy that's consistently getting 15 and just coming up in bigger plays. So we do have to look out for him this year. I think once AD and Kyrie do come back, he's going to be a great role man. And you love to have him on your team to do the dirty work. He is averaging 15, 8, and 2 on the season in general, so it's pretty decent. Nothing crazy, but again, like he's not supposed to go crazy. He's a role player. The Mavs did get a win. I think they got 2 in these last 2 weeks, maybe 3. But one of their wins, Najee Marshall dropped 30. And if you need Najee Marshall to drop you 30 to win a game, oh my god, y'all are gonna be the 14th seed real quick. And then let's put the elephant out of the room. Nico Harrison is gone. Now, obviously everyone's saying fire Nico, fire Nico, fire Nico. He was throwing fans out of the arena because people were saying fire Nico. And yeah, trading Luka, the worst trade in NBA history, the craziest trade in NBA history. And you have to hate him for it. But I don't think we can chalk how bad the team is up from Nico. Again, Kyrie and AD are out. Their best 2 players. Cooper Flag was having a bit of a down start of the season. And that's probably because he wasn't playing with Kyrie. He wasn't playing a good point guard. He's actually running point guard a bit of the time now. And he's playing a little bit better because of it. So that might work out. But they don't have a lot of their guys, or their 2 main guys. Cooper Flag isn't playing great, and they're just losing games because every other team has a main guy that's playing. So I think in general, firing Nico this early is like a scared response by the Mavs, because every Mavs fan hated him. Honestly, a lot of fans from other teams hate him. I kind of hate him too because the Lakers fucking got Luka, obviously. But I almost feel like you kind of had to give him a year. Like that's the biggest trade in NBA history. and then you fire him within a few months of it happening. I think you have to play out the entire year. Obviously, people are going to be hating Nico for the entire year. He has to take that. And, like, he made the trade, so he knew he had to take that. But see how the year goes. Obviously, they might make playoffs. Probably not, but when the two stars come back, they possibly could have. And, I don't know. It seemed a little premature. And I was saying fire Nico too, but, like, as an organization, you have to tune out the fans. Tune out the fans and know what your organization needs and how your organization has to grow in general. So again, I think it was premature. Like, give him a year and then fire him. Fire him as soon as the offseason starts, depending on how the season goes if you want. But you got to give him some time. And then in the Blazers versus Mavs game, one of the games the Mavs actually won, they did end up going to OT, but Denny Abdia really thought he was Damian Lillard coming at the end of regulation, trying to hit a game winner.
Portland going to keep 2 timeouts in their pocket. Here's Denny Abdia to beat the buzzer. That's great.
We get it, bro. You want that sidestep Dame moment. You're in Portland. It makes sense. That wasn't even close. It wasn't like he got tipped on a block. That he just missed that bad. Has he never practiced that shot in practice? Because, like, you would think it'd be at least close to rim. And they do end up losing in OT, so it was a bad shot. But hey, you can't hate him for trying it, especially against the Mavs. Why not try anything you can? The Magic took on the Blazers, and it was a good game all in all. Like, Magic were fighting, Blazers were fighting. Blazers are surprisingly really gritty this year. And by the end of the game, tied up, Desmond Bane, good lord.
Timeouts left. The pass comes to Bane. Bane hoisting at the buzzer. He drills it.
Bane hits that falling away deep 3 to win the game, and that was just an amazing shot. When they traded for Bane, they gave up quite a bit. So, and I do kind of agree with that, but, like, Orlando really just needs one more piece, it feels like. Like, they have the 2 stars, and if they can get a big 3, that'd be great. I just don't think Bane is, like, a big 3 caliber player. And in general, he's not playing, like, amazing this year, but that was a great shot. And if he can make shots like that, then you need that in the playoffs. But in general, Orlando looks weird. Like, when they're playing the game, Orlando looks almost better when Paolo's off the court, which is really bad to say for your star player. But he's making, like, rookie mistakes as a year 4 player and leader of the team to a point where, like, Paolo and Franz are very close together in skill. I would say Franz has become the leader of Orlando in general. Franz is averaging 24 points while Paolo is averaging 19 on the year. And it's just, he's doing more to help the team in general, it feels like. The Rockets vs. Orlando game was pretty cinema. In general, it was a good game coming up to the end, a 2-point game. You see Sengun hit a hard layup over the Magic to send it to OT.
Looking. That's it. Oh, Sengun got the That's it. I told you.
24 seconds left. KD's dribbling the ball. Amen comes to set a screen. He waves him off. He dribbles to the paint, hits that mid-range to make it a 3-point game, and then they just run away with it at that point.
Thompson sets the screen. No, he doesn't. Durant still one-on-one. Durant into the paint. Durant rises up. Durant scores!
That was such a clutch shot from KD. He has done that in the past. We know he can do that. And honestly, Rockets fans in general must love to see someone take a smart shot in the clutch and not Jalen Green take it whatever the hell he thinks about taking. Now, the reigning champs, the Thunder, they were the first team in the league to reach 10 wins in week 3, and now they are 13-1. That is insane. Like, we know that they're freaking good, but they are on track to win the most games in NBA history without their second star playing yet. He hasn't played a single game yet, and they're 13-1. I hope every single manager, every single coach, every single player is studying exactly how they play and getting ready to defend that, getting ready to counter that. Because they might just run away with it again if they keep playing like this. Shea's having an amazing year again, so you know. Donovan has been on a tear in these last 2 weeks, averaging 31 points and coming up huge in games. In the Heat vs. Cavs game, they were already in OT, down by 3. Merrill takes a shot, misses it. Donovan gets the rebound, runs to the corner, and drains a fadeaway 3. Extremely clutch. You gotta love that shot.
In the Merrill, the 3 for the tie. He missed it. Rebound taken by Mitchell. The 3 for the tie. And no!
And then, with .4 left on the clock, Andrew Wiggins, that first overall pick guy that the Heat have, gets an inbound pass, alley-oop dunk, and throws it in for the win in OT.
The lob for Wiggins. He did it!
And it's just heartbreaking, especially for Donovan. Like, he's been doing so much this year. The Cavs just, in general, haven't been as good as a lot of us thought. Like, it takes them a lot more effort to win games that you think are, like, an easy win for the Cavs. Especially how stacked their team is. With how Garland... I think Garland's played 3 games this year, then he went back on injury. So I'm not exactly sure what the plan is with him yet. But in general, the team's playing decent, but the Cavs should be playing amazing, you know? Philly in general have slowed down. They're 7-5 now. VJ hasn't been as good of a rookie as he was at the beginning of the season, but again, he's still a rookie. Give him some time. He's still part of the edge maxing crew, and yeah, just give him time. He'll play better. He's shown that he can score 30 in a game, so later in this season he'll bring it back up and become that guy again. The Pistons are leading the East with 11-2, and they're just playing amazing basketball. Cade has truly become the leader of the team, averaging 28, 5, and 10. And just in general, like, for 10 assists, he's getting the entire team into it. Jalen Duren's having a great year. I think he had his career high last week. In the Pacers-Pistons game, it was already in OT, and CJ had a wide-open 3 to take the lead. Good lord, you just have to watch it. Great Scott. He's building a house in that game. Now, in general, it's a good win for the Pistons. They're playing great this year, so I'm really excited to see how they end up playing for the rest of the year. Next up, Hawks versus Jazz. Trae Young has been out for a while, so the Hawks have been really struggling. Jalen Johnson had the best game of his career with 31, 18, 14, and 7 steals. All career highs in each one of those stats. And without Trae there, he's just become the primary ball handler. He's a facilitator, he's a rebounder, he's a scorer, he's defensive menace, apparently. He can do everything in the game. And a guy like that, especially with how the Hawks look at trade deadline, because with how they're playing and how much Trae Young has been playing, like, he's injured now, but even when he was playing, he wasn't playing great, especially to Trae Young levels. So the Hawks should look at maybe a Trae package and then build their team around Jalen Johnson, because in general, every single year he gets better in every single stat. Like, he's just constantly upgrading, which is just amazing to see. The Knicks vs. Heat game, not like crazy things happened in this game, but one thing was insane. Landry Shamet. That's right, freaking Landry Shamet. I didn't think I'd hear about him ever again. Last time I heard about him was like 5 years ago. But Landry Shamet had 36 to help the Knicks beat the Heat. Cat also had 39, so obviously he didn't do it all himself, but he was the second leading scorer on the Knicks that game. It's amazing to see. Like, I love when role players just balled out one game, and he really freaking balled out. Now, the last game we're talking about is the Spurs versus Golden State, and the Spurs are up 1. Wemby gets a huge block on Jimmy. Like, Steph and Jimmy had a fast break opportunity, 2-on-1. Steph passes over to Jimmy. It looks like an easy layup. And then Wemby just, nah. And he blocks the hell out of him.
Through traffic. Behind the back. Butler knocked away.
After that happens, De'Aaron Fox takes a bad shot, and let's be honest, he had like 3 or 4 like shot opportunities and missed them all. I don't understand why De'Aaron can't use Wemby. Like he's 7'5", especially against a team like Golden State. They all run small ball. I know Draymond has been slowing down Wemby in general, but like in the clutch, what's he gonna do if Wemby's in the paint? Just dunk it. So De'Aaron has to use Wemby more, especially if he's not making his shots in general, because he kind of threw that game away. And I'm saying away because they did end up losing with Curry drawing fouls to win the game. Kind of a boring way to win, but hey, it's a win nonetheless. Oh, and recent news. Wemby is out for a few weeks with a calf injury. Now, it didn't happen in a game, so that's good at least. But a calf injury could be so bad. That's something that Derrick Rose had, and he was never the same. Now, especially with Wemby, he's not like a high flyer like Derrick Rose was, so jumping isn't like the biggest thing for Wemby. But with how explosive he is on defense, how fast he is at his size, that could hurt his game quite a bit. Slow him down to maybe a Sean Bradley kind of guy. And you never want that from Wemby. So I really hope he rests up. I know I've been saying stop this French bastard because he's so fucking good. But he is so freaking good. And you can't discredit that. I would never wish an injury on any player, especially with how injuries can just derail your entire career and throw you out of the league. Like Victor Oladipo's in the G League currently. Good lord. Rest up. I hope you get well. And yeah, those are all the games. Thank you so much for watching. That was a week 3 and 4 recap. I can't wait for week 5 to give you all the news.